United Kingdom has recognized the indigenous people of Biafra as a terrorist organization and a group that uses violence to achieve its aims. The United Kingdom Visa and Immigration Office disclosed this in its May 2022 policy updates. UKVI clearly referred to Ipob, whose leader Nnamdi Kanu is currently in the custody of the Nigeria's Department of State Services (DSS) as a terrorist organization to be excluded from its asylum program for violent crimes in Nigeria's southeast. Ipob is proscribed as a terrorist group by the Nigerian government and members of the group and its parliamentary wing. The Eastern Security Network, created in December 2020, have reportedly committed human rights violations in Nigeria, UKVI said in its policy notes. If a person has been involved with Ipob and or an affiliated group, MASOB, or any other Biafran group that incites or uses violence to achieve its aims, decision makers must consider whether one or more of the exclusion clauses under the Refugee Convention is applicable. Persons who commit human rights violations must not be granted asylum. In 2017, the Nigeria government declared Ipob as a terrorist organization. In recent times, the proscribed group has been accused of perpetrating violent attacks in the southeast in order to achieve its secession agenda, but Ipob has repeatedly denied being behind the attacks. Ivan Shehan, an American academic who is the executive director of the School of Public and International Affairs at the University of Baltimore, recently asked the United States government to designate the group as a terrorist organization. According to Sheehan, the establishment of the Eastern Security Network (ESN) by Ipob signaled the end of the group's pretenses of being a peaceful movement. The American academic also accused Ipob's leader Kanu of supporting terrorism and issuing threats via Radio Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu, Ipob's leader, is clearly unconcerned that he feels no need to even disguise his support of terrorism is worrisome, Sheehan wrote. Through the online platform Radio Biafra and other social media, Ipob have increasingly used inflammatory rhetoric to encourage secessionist aspirations and resistance to the authorities, including violence, over of groups, movements for the actualization of sovereign states of Biafra, MASOB, and separatist groups outside of Nigeria. Sources reported that the security forces have arrested hundreds of Ipob supporters at different events, particularly between 2015 and 2017, and including during raids on homes of Ipob leaders. Since 2015, Ipob has also claimed that the security forces have used excessive force, including killings and injuring hundreds of its supporters. See indigenous people of Biafra, clashes between state and secessionist groups, and treatments of Ipob. Several sources also reported clashes between Ipob and the authorities during 2018 and 2019. Further clashes and violence occurred between security forces and Ipob in August 2020 in the city of Enugu and in October 2020 during confrontations in Rivers State. In November 2020, there were reports that security forces carried out operations against Ipob in the Oyigbo area of Rivers State. However, these reports were denied by the state governor, Nyesom Wike. This incident resulted in the arrest and death of Ipob supporters as well as security force personnel. See indigenous people of Biafra, clashes between state and secessionist groups, and treatment of Ipob. In December 2020, Ipob is reported to have set up the Eastern Security Network (ESN), a paramilitary force. See overview of groups, movements for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, and separatist groups outside of Nigeria. In February 2021, the Nigerian military launched land and air operating against ESN operatives. See aims activities, indigenous people of Biafra, clashes between state and secessionist groups, and treatment of Ipob. Clashes between Ipob and the authorities continued in 2021. The group were involved in attacks reported to have taken place in April 2021 in Imo State, where a police headquarters was destroyed and over 1,800 prisoners were reported to have escaped from a prison, although Ipob denied involvement in the attacks. In May 2021, clashes between state security forces and Ipob resulted in the death of both members of Ipob ESN and the security forces. Sources also reported in June 2021 that the Nigerian Army had stated that IPOB ESN had killed 128 military and police, 15 civil defense officers and 31 community policing members, as well as over 100 people for not supporting Ipob. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of Ipob, denied this claim. Clashes between state security forces and Ipob and ESN continued throughout the second half of 2021 into 2022. Media sources reported that the death of 11 security forces in June 2021, with a further 22 deaths between October and December 2021 inclusive. AIM's activities. Indigenous people of Biafra, clashes between state and secessionist groups, and treatments of Ipob. Following an attack on police stations by Ipob members in Rivers State in October 2020, the governor offered a reward for information that could lead to the arrest and prosecution of the Ipob state leader, Stanley Ngbere. Kano publicly issued a 100 million naira bounty on the governor in response. CPIT could find no further information in the sources consulted that Mr. Ngbere had been located and arrested. In November 2020, two unnamed suspected senior Ipob leaders were reportedly arrested in Rivers State. See clashes between states and Ipob and bibliography, as well as arrest of Ipob supporters, armed activists. A number of Ipob senior members have been arrested, including the Ipob leader Nnamdi Kanu, who was originally jailed in 2015 for 2 years and then subsequently released on bail, following a clash with soldiers at his home in Abia State in 2017. Kanu fled Nigeria while on bail, facing charges of terrorism and incitement. In June 2021, the Nigerian government announced he had been arrested in a third country and returned. Kanu remains in custody in Nigeria and is subject to ongoing legal proceedings. See arrest and detention. Oh, yeah, that is what is been going viral on social media, online media right now. But one thing they didn't even put in this whole thing, how the Nigerian army invaded his house. Those ones are not put here. Well, we are just keeping our fingers crossed. Let's see how all of this goes. And I'm thinking, I'm hearing from the lawyer, the Ipob lawyer is saying that it is fake. Like I said, we need to keep our finger crossed and see what happened. And now with this one, there's a threat that he might lose his British citizenship. But in all of that, we are going to be hearing from their lawyers. So guys, let us know what you think about this new development.